this whole question of where you feel connected and feeling connected to land. I think it's something that our culture doesn't really honor that much. I own land in Webster County, Iowa. It's about 65 acres. It is a small couple of squares that you see when you fly over, as most people do. But I've never lived in Iowa. It's kind of odd for me to feel connected to land that I never lived on. My folks are both buried in the cemetery in Dowry. My family, that whole side of my family, is buried in this cemetery, and there's a tether there. So I'm one of those absentee people who got into this through inheritance. My dad grew up in a small town in Webster County. And then when my folks died, my sisters and I inherited it. When my dad handed it over to me, there was not even a written lease. You'd be shocked at how many of the leases in Iowa, there's nothing even in writing. And it's currently being farmed by the son of the neighbor that was originally the neighbor to my aunt and uncle, but who had farmed it after my uncle retired. I think my older sister, when we inherited the land, she was like, well, are we farming sustainably? And my younger sister and I kept trying to find out, well, what does she mean by that? Like, what exactly does it mean to be farming sustainably? And it was really actually hard to define. It means cover crops. There are like grant programs that can support it. When you're in an arrangement with a tenant, you're a step removed from that kind of experimentation of like, I'm going to see how this goes and I'm going to try this cover crop. And he knows a lot more than I do about farming. And so when he says it's not ready to harvest, I'm not going to second guess that. It's like, what can I do to kind of move it in a healthier direction? If everybody operates in their sphere of influence, then you cover the whole state. Iowa is the state that has the largest percentage of land that is not natural, like natural, bucolic. Iowa is like one large factory. It's the individuals who do the work that make the factory. I have this like one tiny, tiny, tiny little piece of this larger factory farm, in a sense. Women are farmers and women own farmland it's so counter to our stereotype. And that there are a lot of us. That there are a lot of us. How do you reach us? And how do people like me who are interested make a difference?